Oh, I just realized I still have my headphone in, so hopefully you guys are able to hear me okay. Anybody that pops on and can't hear what I'm saying, please tell me immediately. Looks like the microphone thing at the bottom is good though. Okay, checking in. Day 33. Still crazy to believe it's been 33 days. This morning I woke up with my alarm. I didn't get up right at 5 o'clock, but I woke up with my alarm and I didn't go back to sleep. So I've definitely been up since 5. I had a really not great, hold on just a second. My ear is bothering me. A really, really not fantastic eating day today. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about when I go through my food. I was hungry before I left to go get the kids, to go be with the kids today, which was like at 6:30. I was like hungry at 6:30, which is weird. So I took a banana with me and a Body Armor drink in the hopes that that would satiate it. It super did not. My mom had made an egg casserole for the kids. And so I took it to them and it was like a casserole, like an 8x8. And so I kind of, okay, so here's the other thing that was going on. I realized this after the fact, that today I was very disengaged for the most part. I had an amazing devotional time this morning. But last night before, cause I got home at like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or something like that. I was making fresh salsa, and while I was making fresh salsa, I wanted to watch something. And so I started watching a new show. That's like an old show from like, I don't even know, 2007, like forever ago. So old show. But it was one that I'd had on my watch list for a really long time on Hulu. And so I was like, why not? Whatever. It's something that's uncircumstantial. Well, guess what? I got sucked in. Okay. And so the rest of the night, that's pretty much what I did last night before I got on with you guys. And then I turned it back on like before I was going to sleep. So I was up late last night. And so then this morning, I didn't get on right away. I did devotionals, and my devotionals were incredible. I started something new that the Lord had me start doing for the first day today, and it was wrecking in the best way. And then the kiddos weren't quite ready to be up yet, so I, not smartly, turned the show back on. And again, just kind of got sucked into it for the day, even though I was with the kids and stuff. At any given point when they were like, because they wanted to lay back down after they got up and had breakfast, I put my headphone in and I watched it and listened to it. So, I also did something dumb. I don't want to say I was dumb. I did something dumb because I think I told you guys that I set time limits on my apps and stuff. And so when the first thing came up that it was like, hey, you've been using this type of app on your phone for a certain amount of time and you didn't want to use it past this time. I was like, ignore limit for the day. Again, not smart choices. So because that was going on, and I don't know if you remember, but a couple days ago, the devotional was like, I'm trying to think if it was you guys's or if it was mine. Because again, a few days ahead of you guys in the devotional. So I don't remember. But basically she was like, don't eat with screens on. I did that all day today, which meant that I overate. I ate things that I have not been wanting to eat or, whatever to eat in like a month. So that was going on while all of this was going on this morning. Okay. So so I was good for a little bit, and then the kids got up to eat. And when the kids got up to eat, I cut up a piece of egg casserole and I made myself toast, and I put a slice of cheese on it, and I cut the egg casserole thing in half. And so I made myself like a little egg and cheese toasted sandwich. Okay. Not so terrible. However, then I was still hungry and I didn't want to eat any more bread. So I got out crackers, and my brother and sister-in-law have like these cute little Jif individualized containers of peanut butter. Yeah, I ate 3 of them, and I had like 2 crackers, but then they had Doritos. And so I think in a live before I've told you guys that is like my go-to snack when I'm not really caring about much. And so it was right there at eye level. So I grabbed the Doritos and went to town. So I basically like ate all morning this morning, and I didn't sit down. I stood up for everything that I ate for the most part. And I think that was everything. And then it was, I don't know, I stopped eating for maybe 3 or 4 hours. And then it was time for lunch for my mom and my nephew. And I had made salsa yesterday, so I took the salsa with us because my mom had asked for something light. So I was like, well, I'll take the salsa and chips. But then I ended up eating a bowl of salsa with chips after I'd already eaten all that salt with the Doritos. So then I came home. Man, I'm just telling you guys, like, it was, I don't even know how many calories I ate today. I mean, thank God it's not about that. But I do know that I ate beyond the point of full. I definitely did not wait till I was hungry to eat. I just didn't have a good day in that regard. So then we came back to the house, put my nephew to lay down for his nap time. And somebody had made like this blueberry bread cake stuff for my parents' church. And so my mom, I don't know why, but my mom decided to bring all this stuff, this leftover stuff home. And that was one of them. And it's like a whole giant bundt cake of that. And so I ate like 2 slices of that. Again, eating it off the plate, not portioning it out. And I wasn't hungry. And because I thought it would taste good with it, I had 2 glasses of milk with it as well. So, was that the last thing that I really ate? Yes. But then I knew we had rehearsal, and I knew I was getting ready to drop the kids off. And so again, didn't wait till I was hungry. I ate based off of a clock time, which I think, isn't that what we talked about today? Or it was either what we talked about today for the devotional or what was in my devotional, where it was like, stop eating based off of a time clock just because it's dinner time. If you're not hungry, don't eat. In my mind, I was like, I'm going to get hungry while we're at rehearsal tonight or while I'm driving the kids home or something. So I'm just going to pre-eat. I'm going to like eat before I'm hungry. And so I ate my piece of Subway flatbread, before we left to go take the kids out for the night, take them home, and then go to practice. Yeah. So I've definitely felt sluggish today. I definitely have not been super engaged. The moments when I have not had my headphone in and I've been like really engaged and like paying attention have been really good. Like the kids were, I mean, I love them. They're always great. My nephew was like hilarious tonight and just said some really funny things. And it was really sweet when I got ready to leave their house. My brother and my sister-in-law were home, and so they were with them. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And so I left, and my niece ran to the door in their garage and opened the door, and she said, bye, Aunt Danielle, I love you. I was just like, so I said, I love you too. And then she opened the door, but closed the door and then opened it back up. And she said, Kanan said he loves you too. Her brother. And so I was like, tell him I love you too, buddy. So I was just like, and you know, they got to see my parents today, which was nice. And they always, especially my nephew, is just hilarious with my dad. So that was great to see. But yeah, along those lines, I have not had a day like that in a while. Not just eating wise, but just kind of like being disengaged. And it was really interesting because it was after having such like a really powerful devotional time this morning. So to say that I'm a little disappointed in myself would probably be an understatement. Especially since I feel like I had a realization of what was going on throughout the day, and yet I still continued doing what I was doing. Oh, it sucks, guys. It's just not fantastic when we just allow ourselves to go into the flow and cycle of a known pattern in our lives that's unhealthy. So, yay. I will not get to check off that box today that said that I ate mindfully. However, tomorrow's a new day, and I know there's new mercies for it. And I have not, I'll be honest with you, like totally 100 with you. I haven't repented yet. But I do plan to, before I go to bed tonight, like even honestly, as soon as I get off this live, because we've talked about that a lot, like immediate repentance is so important. But then also it's not just that. It's like, okay, God, like help me figure out what the root of this cycle is. And I did not realize until today how intertwined my disengaging by like watching things, that aren't even necessarily like evil things or whatever. They're just, it's a disengagement. It's like being sucked into another world. How that disengages me in every single aspect, including not paying attention when I'm eating, not paying attention really to as the time has gone by, not paying attention to how long I've been on my phone. Like it's all connected. And I don't think that I realized how much that is the truth until today. I think hindsight wise, looking back, when I've had these kind of things happen before, I don't think that I think that there's kind of been like man, it just wasn't a great day all around. I wasted a lot of time. I didn't take care of myself, but there's definitely a correlation between being present, like in the present, and being engaged with your spirit man and your flesh not being fed in like not just the food sense, but also like feeding your flesh with your fleshly desires of wanting to veg out in front of the television, that type of thing. That, man, we have to be on alert. And I definitely wasn't on alert today. So I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real with all of you. I told you that I would stay accountable, and so I am. And so tomorrow's a new day. And again, I still have a little bit of today left. So we will see what happens. But that was my day today. Again, if the rest of my day had looked the way that my devotional time and my Jesus time this morning did, I don't even know what would have happened, because it was pretty intense in such a good way. So I don't know about you, but I'm glad for God's grace and mercy, and that his mercies are new every morning. And even though I feel like I've pulled on his mercy a lot today with how disengaged I've been and all that stuff, like his mercy is never ending, which means that there's still more. Even if it looks like, man, I've pulled on all that reserve. That's not the truth, because that's not how God's mercy works. That's not how his attributes work. It's like for anything that he has within himself and who he is, it is like unending, unchanging, always there, can never be used up. It's a well that never runs dry. So yeah, that was my day today. Just being real raw and honest with y'all. And I look forward to having a better eating day tomorrow. And we'll see what I get into tomorrow. And I have no kiddos the next 2 days. I don't really have kiddos the rest of the week, which is like super weird to think about, because that's just kind of my norm. But I do get family time with everybody on Thursday, so I'll still be with the kids. I just won't be in charge of them. Because that's when we're celebrating our Thanksgiving, and there's a whole group of people that's getting together. It's really kind of cool, actually. And I told my oldest niece, that I would look for and come up with some kind of fun thing craft-wise for us to do, because we're going to their house wow, we're going to their house for Thanksgiving. And she was really excited about that because she loves arts and crafts. And honestly, the rest of the kids do too. So finding something age appropriate for a 7-8-year-old all the way down to a 1-year-old is always the task. Something that they can all engage in is super fun. So I'm looking forward to that, but I don't really know what I'm going to get into tomorrow. I'll probably work, because I know on Wednesday my parents have plans and the kids will be over for a little bit, even if I'm not watching them. So want to carve out time for that, but I also want to make sure that I'm working. And a lot of places where I live are closed that do DoorDash and stuff. And I haven't checked to see if Walmart is closed that day too. It might be closed that day. I'm not sure. But my parents are also leaving for my cousin's wedding Thursday night or Friday morning. I'm not entirely sure. It depends on the weather. Probably Friday morning. And they will be gone until Sunday, which means I'll also have the house to myself, which is something that's very rare. So I'm just like, I know I have one thing that I have planned for the weekend, but otherwise I kind of left it open so that we can see what happens. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, that was the day today. And something that was kind of cool that happened. I mean, in not a cool way. Cool, but not cool at the same time. The director for our group, our vocal group that I am helping to direct, I'm like assistant directing. This is the not cool part. She was sick, and so she wasn't there tonight. The cool part was she asked me to lead tonight, which I haven't done yet. I've been actually really nervous to do it. So that part was kind of cool in the sense that it did not go as terrible as what I thought it was going to. It really helped that my mom is the accompanist for it, and she's been doing this for several years now. And so she kind of knows how they run things a little bit. And I've only been there for however many practices we've had since the beginning of the school year. So we're getting closer to the performance time. And so they run things a little bit different. So that was nice to have her there, because she was like, hey, we need to work on memorization. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so, it's interesting. It's just, it's one of those things where the kids are learning choreography, they're learning the songs, they're memorizing the songs. And it's something that I've never been a part of. I've never really done myself outside of theater. I wasn't in the special choirs or anything like this when I was in school. And so to be a part of the directing team as someone who's never participated has been very interesting. So, but I think it was pretty cool tonight. And I even had at least 1 or 2 students afterwards. They were like, hey, can we stay for a couple minutes and run over those parts that you were going over? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So that was like encouraging. That part of things was super encouraging. And I was very much engaged during that time. So that was aside from, my niece and nephew, who are always bright spots in my day. And the fact that like they are basically my day is wonderful. But that was also another bright spot. And that was an encouraging thing, because I wasn't sure how it was going to go with their director and their teacher not there tonight, and with me leading. I mean, especially since at the beginning of the rehearsal, when they said, she's not here, she's sick, they were like, oh man. And I was like, thanks guys. What am I, like chopped liver? And they were like, no, it's nothing against you. We just really love our teacher. And I'm like, no, I totally understand. She's pretty awesome. So I think there might have been some attitudes and different things changed after they got to see what it would look like if I was the one that was like running things and stuff. And so we'll see what goes from there. But yeah, I'm home now. 10 minutes till the time I want to lay down. And so I am going to sign off of here and say I love all of you, and I hope you had a better eating day and better habit day and taking care of yourself day than I did. I again, not that it's about comparison, but I genuinely do hope that you had a better day in that regard than what I did, and hoping for an even better day, and that we're moving from glory to glory again tomorrow, and just grateful for God's grace and mercy that are just boundless. So love all of you, and I will see you in the morning for devotionals.